welcome everyone to Hacking Infinity Mortally Bankrupt. I usually have to fight with my camera, but this time I lost the fight. So I shall remain throughout the show, I believe, in an eternal scream, grasping for power.
A voice from the darkness. A voice from the void.
With me today is Adam, the dark creator of Mortally Bankrupt.
This cruel game.
Yes.
The void themselves.
Hi, I'm Dark Lavender Void. Sometimes I fight with option menus because nothing shows up.
And a Dazer, who's awesome. How are you?
I'm pointing out problems that other people have to fix.
And we love them for it.
Hooray! The only thing I'm good at. And puppets.
Puppets.
And wait and
Also
see.
true.
Important.
And improv.
Yes. Like
Baking. And fixing headphones. Which,
Uh-huh.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
still kind of
that's the feel.
working on.
That's
I mean,
something
throw a
nobody
puppet.
can be good at.
It's the Harry Potter version of having your glasses taped. It'll be fine.
Oh.
And it's definitely real tape and not like artist tape that's easily breakable or removable or anything. Because I don't have any other tape. It's fine. I just couldn't find it. I have it.
I used electrical tape. That's
matches.
also not
It
helpful.
No, it's not. It's really not that sticky.
Yeah.
Unless you stretch it as you pull it and use the tension to... No, it's not.
There's only one true tape, and that is duct tape. That
I've only recently got the ability to tear duct tape. I've never been able to do it in my life. Over
Whoa.
the past maybe year and a half,
Mhm.
I can finally just... Yeah. They're proud.
Well, it seems
long.
like it's, it's fairly strong, so it seems like it wouldn't be doable, but yeah, you just have to, get the right angle.
Yeah.
Bang.
No, I mean like taking it off the roll itself. Yeah. Very
Oh.
weak. Not like when it's already on something. I mean
feel
like
like
to use it.
I feel like I have trouble with that too. Yeah.
It's tricky.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my hatred has made me stronger.
Excellent.
Voice from the darkness. Yeah. And of course,
So-
Brad.
Soon you will
Our
break your
host.
chains. Yes. I'm still screaming.
Always screaming.
Yes. Eternally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Things and
Marvelous.
stuff.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
Hmm?
We were about to enter the the fish processing plant. Is that a
We're
fair...
still trying to get there.
Or were we still trying to get there?
We were going to talk to one of our friends,
Yes.
Johanna.
Oh yeah.
Johanna, which so
Oh, yes.
the reason that the bridge is down is because she's been... Oh, maybe we'll find out during play. Spoilers. If you've seen last episode, you know it's bad. It's just our helpers in chat are focused sometimes when it comes to their influence. Also, Brad,
sorry.
why didn't
Yes.
you post going live in the going live thing on Math Squad?
Why didn't I?
You gotta go live.
But I thought I had, and then I must have gotten distracted. I
That's
think
okay.
what happened.
You're working very hard behind the scenes and behind your icon,
So true.
behind the void.
Yes.
Behind the I'm gonna make a note about something. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Perfect. So what I'm thinking we might do first is we might do an intro sequence. That way we can get people caught up. I've made some changes to the intro sequence. There are some more choices, which I will probably consolidate later.
All right.
If the choice says GM before it mentions the rest of the choice, then that's one that only I can pick, and I can't pick from your list.
Okay. Oh, you're not making I thought you were making a change to the new intro, and you were going to tell us what the new intro was.
No, we're doing it again.
Okay. We're doing the intro again?
Yep.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be the same as the first time.
Because the first time was the pilot episode.
Exactly. Also, this is like the general like start of an episode thing.
The cold open?
Yep, it's the recap, the actual like intro sequence itself, and for me as a GM, it keeps things punchy by delivering some consequences at the beginning so that we can have a strong starting situation.
Okay. Does it open with our friend shoveling? Don't worry about this. Spoilers.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could talk about how the lighting is throwing shadows where there shouldn't be, and just the whole. You'd think that Eldritch horrors would be better at production, but no. And
also, I do apologize for making it so artificial.
Yeah, but I like it though.
It's cool.
I realized last week, like, I did kind of push loudly, and that's the thing I do, and I'm trying to be better at it. So if you want to be less, like, I like the idea of, like, the closer you get into something, like, the faker it is.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
So this is actually, like, pretty deep in my philosophy for Mortally Bankrupt because of players I played with in my first playtest.
Yeah.
Who, like, I have one player who is Golden H. You might have seen him on some other streams that I'm on.
Yeah.
He can, in some of my games, push very hard in very crazy directions. But that's good for me because it pushes it somewhere, and this game is all about finding out the creepy, awful reasons why those crazy, like, reasonless things are there. And sometimes the answers are more terrible than you can imagine.
Like it's spiders all the way down. I love that image of we joked about there was in the last episode a package being delivered or a letter being delivered, and we took a how to say it in this kind of game, like a +1 forward for our next move from one of the elder gods in chat. And they're like, everything is spiders. The whole thing is spiders. And so the letter dissolved into themselves. And like, oh, and also the bike is, but I like the bike being real, but there being like a big, like, so there are real spiders and fake spiders. Like there's real and there's fake. And there's a fake, like Daddy Longleg, like handing out packages and maybe like knitting new letters together. And I like it's like the dog question in the Mickey Mouse universe. Goofy versus
Pluto.
Goofy versus Pluto.
Why is
it's that conversation?
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is Pluto okay but Goofy is creepy?
Yeah. Or why one of them is intelligent and one of them is not. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and there goes Void. Yeah, it's
well,
it's that conversation.
This came up probably because of a Big Bang Theory that was repeated recently. But yeah, Pluto is essentially just a dog, and just a dog is fine. Goofy is like this, it is somewhere between dog and human, but with this droopy dog face and fixed stare, and there's just that that either it's the uncanny valley or
Oh, so you're
or
looking at it as in one
some-
seems strange to you, like that's the uncanny valley. I just view them as intelligences and
Oh, okay.
sentience, like that. But the uncanny valley thing is interesting too.
Yeah.
Like I haven't heard that. Maybe because I'm friends with a whole bunch of furries, like that's
Well,
never come
yeah.
up.
Well, okay, so yeah, the other thing I was gonna mention is that sure, there's lots of like somewhere between human and animal mixes that aren't creepy. So maybe it's not that. I mean, there's just something specifically about. I mean, Goofy doesn't like completely creep me out or anything.
It seems
But-
like he creeps you out a little bit. I don't know, I'm just getting that vibe.
But I can certainly see where others would be very much so. And like people, and I think the costumes I've seen of people, like the at Disneyland of Goofy, it's kind of wrong. It's a little bit wrong.
I think Goofy might freak you out. I think that's what it is. Also, maybe it could be because his proportions are also not as cartoony and distorted. So that's one way. Like the spiders thing, it brought up a question that people talk about a lot with other characters: is real versus artificial existing in the same place, or like levels of sentience. Like, do the spiders know, like, of the letter, know that they're a letter? Like, are they as capable as the one that's handing out the packages, or like the one in the intro scene that like had a bow tie on and a little apron and was like handing me sugar thing? Like, where is there a break in that? And the fact that one of the people mentioned, we're zoomed in, but there are still like these real things like the spiders or the plants or the people that exist alongside these artificial constructs, or the cartoon shorthand version of things. Like in comics, like when somebody's face is really close, it's really detailed and everything. But if they're like in a crowd, it can be just like a circle with like two dots and a line, and the silhouette matters. So looking into that is interesting.
Yeah, and I have to keep
It's
on
really
reminding
amazing
myself
stuff.
that I have to keep on reminding myself that nodding conveys no information whatsoever.
Yeah. Also, the fact that my head is filling in your facial expressions because I've seen so much of your reactions, like that, like a smile thing you do off to the side and the eyes around. Like you've done that a few times, like in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, like where you like straighten up and go. Yeah, it's yeah. So just so you know, it's playing in here. Even
Okay.
if it's not on the screen.
Cool.
Yeah. And I will be.
Or horrible, depending.
I
But
have my ears in so I can talk. But
Okay, excellent. So what I was thinking we could do first is do this intro sequence thing. In the future, every time you click the button which says "Take your turn," it will have interesting things on it. But for now, we're just going to use the drop-down menu because only one of the things has options in it.
Okay, but now that you pointed it out, I want to hit the button.
You can hit the button; it will just make a black box.
Oh. Yeah, that's a black box. Well,
Unless
anything could be
you're
inside
on
of it.
Unless you're on the "Add a visual to the intro" button, where it does that.
Ah.
But none of the other ones do things yet.
That is pretty cool, though.
Yes, I agree. So we're going to go around like we did before, round robin, basically. And on our turns, we'll make choices from that drop-down menu.
All right.
And once you've I'm realizing a thing. Some of these we should just do some of these we should just do first, and they should not really be on this list. They should just be things that we do.
Just always done.
Yep, and others of these should be choices. So let me parse that as we go along. Let's take turns. So I'll start and end, and both of you can introduce your characters. The first time around, I'm going to introduce what our show is about, and then when it comes back to me, I'll talk about our creepy neighborhood.
Okay.
And then
creepy.
Uncanny.
It's a wonderful day in the creepy neighborhood.
It's a wonderful day.
Well,
He stops at that and like looks off to the side, off screen, at something you can't see.
Like super blinding lighting.
Yeah.
Equipment.
Yeah, like it's a wonderful day, and then like the light pops, and they're like, sorry.
well, that cardboard thing painted yellow that we call the sun is in the sky. So yes.
Yeah, like one of the things snaps, and like an angry cloud moves by and like strikes it with felt lightning, and it starts on a real fire. So, I'm very excited. I'm just gonna.
No, this is what this game is for. Like it's. This is actually like supposed to be like what this game is. So don't hold that back. Like this is where all the fire and cool stuff
I'll
of this
never
game.
stop talking. It's too much.
It's all good. Except
Great.
that
I always
Adam,
wanna
you were
play.
going to, or we were going to introduce our characters first.
Or were you gonna
No, you
start
were going to
and
do a
then
thing, and then we were going to
introduce-
introduce our characters, and then.
And then I'll do another thing.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We're getting it
Kind
down.
Kind of a mess as always. I named our show. We finally got past the pilot, so we received the honor of our show getting a name. I was going to name our show Sweet Dreams because I like that name a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Is Sweet Dreams also the name of the bakery
the
that
shop.
you own?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Which can change because maybe they're like, oh, we liked the name of the shop like as the title show, so the shop would be a
Exactly.
different name now.
Yeah, I don't know. That kind of promotes the sugar industry.
Not introducing our characters yet, Brad.
Sorry.
I love the person that you're playing because they're their own version of like half a step away from reality. No offense. But they have this viewpoint that would be not as like normalized and capitalist. So you're a half a step, but in like a totally different direction, but somehow like working that together.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're like,
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
wouldn't exactly say you're the straight man of the whimsy mobile, but that reference, that metaphor fell apart.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. Time of every time.
Excellent quote.
Okay. I mean the dynamic that well, okay. No, I'll talk about it in intro, I guess. Or
Okay.
Or an intro, maybe I might do that in character and then talk about it. I don't know. Adam, go.
No, I was thinking that like maybe for like the logo of the Sweet Dreams show, we get like almost how like in the Minecraft game you have like the intro screen and then there's just like a slow pan across like the cube landscape.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Like it's all blurred out and we have like the clear logo in front of Sweet Dreams, which is like in this like super like bubbly handwritten font.
Very colorful. Yeah.
For sweet. And like it's all like bakery themed. So like the E's and sweet have like
Frosting.
cupcake icing frosting on top. Yeah.
One of the there has to be a lollipop featured in there somewhere with the full rainbow swirl.
Yeah. Where would that be?
In Sweet Dreams, I would go with
Yeah, too bad there isn't an O. In
I would do it on
in
the
it.
T.
That's
And
where I
then
was.
have
Yeah. Oh yeah.
like and have like the stick and then like a bow on it for the T that's a
Ah,
similar
yeah.
color
Good
and
idea.
tone, but have
Yeah.
the thing different. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's perfect. I love it. Yeah.
hmm
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the logo of our show.
hmm
Um, Jean, introduce yourself. Unless you have food in your mouth.
I don't. I was just
Okay.
I just threw the noodles so they wouldn't burn. Like in character. So what was I? It was. Did I have an accent? I don't think I did. Either way, it's the pilot. I think I was just like, "Hello, friends. Welcome to Sweet Dreams. I'm Nave. I'll be one of your helpers today as you explore our world and find new friends. It's gonna be a hard time sometimes, but we'll get through it if we stick together. And I know who I can always depend on. Myself, but also my friend."
So that's next person's turn.
Yes. Hey, I'm Wacky Gog. Used to be Wacy, but it got changed over to Wacky for, branding. Um, which I'm not sure that I really believe in branding, but sometimes you just have to promote yourself, uh, especially on these horrible corporate-controlled social media sites that put us in little bubbles and keep us from truly connecting. But here on Sweet Dreams, we can reach out and maybe truly connect. Cool, huh? Uh, and
What's next? We did it.
Yes, Adam, you were a spinning circle, so maybe I'll. Oh, okay. So the dynamic about Wacky Gog that I find interesting is that uh, like the political stuff that he continually interjects is
Just constantly.
yeah.
Yeah.
uh, it's not that I think the stuff itself is way out there. It's like it's mostly stuff that I agree with. It's just but things that I wouldn't say all the time if I weren't in character because it's annoying.
Yeah,
So
it's all the time. But that's the thing, like I wouldn't be using like somebody who's like, "Oh, hello friends." Like that's a persona we put
oh,
on.
for sure.
Like
Mhm.
the extreme of our characters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I understand
But
those
yeah,
feelings
no,
too.
I love the Sesame Street ness of Neve. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so back to me then.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think we're just going to get like this running shot. Like, imagine like you're in a car going down the street of this filming location, quote unquote. Um, Not sure. Um, and we're seeing the water with the fish on the sticks, like
Yeah.
jumping
Like
over the water.
with
which
the
fish don't
waving
do.
cloth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we go across that intersection with the dice store and all of the other bakery places. Like
Yeah.
there's
You
the candy
scan by
place.
fast and there's like a little fish about to thing and like another fish like knocks it out of her hands and like scatters across the ground.
Yeah, exactly. So that's our neighborhood. Now we're playing the rest of the intro sequence, which is none of those three choices. Don't introduce the show, the neighborhood, or yourself,
Okay.
but pick the other choices on that list, like adding a visual to the intro, or talking about the music or the lighting, or
Okay.
um, And once you've confessed to why the Eldritch Horrors should watch your show,
Yeah, once we both confessed.
yep, once you've both, then we stop.
Okay. I think it scans over and it's still introducing people because it's a new show, so they have that like really information packed intro sequence for the first season, and it scans over knocks out the hands and it goes past the bakery, and then it scans up to the little town on the third floor and kind of overlooks the neighborhood, and then a felt lightning bolt comes crashing down on the town and a little house explodes and people are running around. And one guy's just shaky as Cain, and then it scans up at the mean grumpy cloud, and mar mar mar, and he kind of goes along, it follows them. It can scan somewhere else, but it shows another antagonistic person in the neighborhood. It's all idea, but it takes the wrong. Oh, and there's actually somebody actively being a grump and destroying houses, little tiny on tracks, the tin horses where their legs just go like this. It's and it's trying to buck away and rearing up, and it boots one of the actual tiny people. Yeah, it's yeah. So it's that artificial versus real. It's the train conductor on Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like an actual person.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if we've talked about the intro music before.
Oh, also, I want to point out one more thing.
Huh?
If you answer one of the recap questions on the Sweet Dreams show sheet, with something that we actually found out last time, you will get a drama point for that.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
So if that changes your opinion, Brian.
Well, I already. But I'll talk about the music because I thought about it a bit, or a little bit. So I think the tune is something that you would hear from an Ice Cream Man truck, which I'm subjected to a few times a day.
I've heard it,
but but with kids' voices singing, and but there's also this weird sort of subsonic along the lines of the sort of things in movies that cause your heart to beat in sort of off pattern in sympathy, and so so there's these happy kids, but there's also built into it this the nameless
speed
horror
keep changing a little bit, and every once in a while there's a dropped octave, and you're like, wait, what? Just for a split second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sort of, and little artifacts in there that they're not full on backward masking, but just was that the tail end of a scream? It probably wasn't a dog barking, but
maybe it was.
Who knows?
And it barks twice, and then it shows a car stopping. You're like, oh wait, maybe that was the screech of the wheels. Why did it have to screech? And it just scans away, it doesn't.
Yeah. There
are things it doesn't show. Yeah.
Cool.
I like it. It's just like our regular show is.
So I'm going to do a cheaty sort of turn. And I am going to say that you talked about the music, and I'm going to add a glitch to the intro, which is basically just more of the ice cream truck music, just getting more and more warped and distorted, and just those sub bass pulses.
The tinny music starts over again, but it's not on the same pattern. It's off a half a beat.
Mm-hmm.
For the last few seconds.
Mm-hmm. It's all the same rhythm, but all of the pitches got moved over, and So
Not
it's
good.
like
Yeah.
da 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 da. It's like da 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 da. Or exactly.
Yeah, but it still has the main one going through, so you're like, is that intentional? Like you're always, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think maybe in like key parts
Or-
it slows down just a little bit compared to the rest, but it's
Yeah.
like just enough to notice to like register as off, but not quite in a way that you can pin it down.
Yeah.
Or I have another idea.
Yeah.
It plays the tail end of the song first in just the way that your brain, like, it just completely fucks with the entire song because your brain perceives like the last note that it plays as the normal note that everything else goes around, and just that change of that one note makes everything else sound different. Yeah.
It's those songs that have that like that chorus that repeats, but then like it plays the music for the chorus again, but then it stops. Like it doesn't play that chorus again. You're like,
Wait, yep.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, Gene, your turn.
Glitches.
Glitches.
yeah. So it's just extra weird and bad. So there are glitches. I think it definitely has. I'm just gonna go down the list. It definitely has as panning out as the camera it shifts like studio, but not like we've cut to as in it's sunny and then we zoom in and suddenly you're inside. Like there's that lighting shift. Without an actual cut because you put lighting on there. So I'm just going down the list. It is definitely that. Like, and maybe you see like as you zoom in and talk to somebody, like it scans like close to the buildings in the set cut, and there's like you could see an orange cable going over a stair from a cord that they didn't put away, but there's real cars in the zoomed out version. Yeah. There's like a roll of gaffer's tape on a block on a garbage can, and you're like, is that what is it? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it definitely is keeping in the theme of like when that felt lightning thing came in, like it was actual sun. Like it wasn't a studio, it wasn't like strings floating, it was like the weird mix. I love it. Yeah, so that's what it is. There is no natural way in which that would make sense. Like I've seen some music videos do it where they zoom in and it suddenly has that, and what they've done is they've zoomed in and around them they've like put up a box so it makes it more artificial, but you're not sure how they would do that because it's a whole building, it's a whole street. How would yeah. So this intro is just making everyone uneasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
What you thinking?
Oh, okay. So, in giving the system and asking and answering a recap question, I guess for anybody who didn't see the first episode or the pilot, what was going on was that Neve received an invitation to go check out the fish farm, and the invitation was made of spiders all the way down, of course.
Of course.
Yes, and we started heading there, and had some trouble navigating, and then like there's the like river flooded out because global warming, dude. And then we were about to go talk to a friend to get a boat, and I think that's pretty much where we left off.
Yeah. Oh, we showed you. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
I gotta wait till my turn. I gotta get a job point.
Well, yeah. That was me for now.
So, which recap question were you answering?
Oh.
Yeah, there are
specific recap questions. Where are they?
Yep. On the blue tab.
Derp.
On the blue tab. I didn't know that. Oh, like, so we add recap questions and then we have.
Yep, you can ask new ones.
Okay,
about
so that's
stuff that you think is weird.
So I think he asked the question, "What happened last time on the show?"
Pretty much. Okay. Yeah.
That's
Maybe I was doing that wrong. What?
Yeah, the fact that we don't have like recap questions as a base makes it harder because we have to like preempt our answers with our own questions.
Yeah. I mean, I can add something if I was supposed to be if the answering a recap question was supposed to introduce something was actually supposed to introduce something new. Or
No, it's not supposed to introduce something new. It's supposed to like recap. It's supposed to like lead your recapping.
Oh, okay. Are there questions that maybe in the future you could have as a as like seeds, or are these ones that we have to make sure that we do before we start doing all of this information?
I'm not quite sure how to answer that. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's why we have these games. Like anything
yeah,
that gets stumped or is a bit odd or we have questions about, that's why we play this game.
Totally.
For sure, man.
And odd in the ways that we don't want. Because
Tell us, future Adam.
Yeah. Hi, future Adam. So the way that I would answer a recap question if I were, since I know my own game, is I open up the blue tab and I go to that recap questions thing. And like if I weren't GMing, I would go to that bottom question and say, how could that letter get translated for all onlookers? And I would explain that we have spiders that translate our letters for us.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing I had a problem with last game is I wasn't sure, like there wasn't an opportunity for me because I'm so focused on all the other things to write recap questions, to have these questions about the game. I know chat gave us some, but then we just answered them right away because we didn't realize that they have to, like we have to stockpile the questions, which seems with how expressive and creative your system is, like strange to tuck them away and not just like do it right then. Like
yeah,
that's sort of the natural inclination is to answer them when they come up.
Yeah, because we're asking so many questions in the game. I know you could be worried about it like breaking the flow of RP or the scene, but at least the way me and Brad play, we're like, oh yeah, let's stop for 20 minutes and talk about spiders falling apart in your hands. To sort of understand the scene that we're in better, because those questions come up, and if we move on from them, then I guess we didn't realize that we could answer them the next game. So at least I didn't. I don't know about.
Well, we did answer them last time.
Yeah, that's the
so,
like
so
we just rolled it into the description of what was happening. So which left us with no recap questions.
So actually, the way that this can work is, so you ask the recap question. Like some of these got like answered like pretty much right away, but I cared enough about them to make them recap questions.
Sure. And also, like, if somebody writes down a recap question, there's no common place to have that pool of questions. Like on my sheet, there's nothing because I didn't write down the questions because we just
Mhm.
answered them. Or like
Mhm.
somebody would think of something and write it down while we're talking. I don't know that there's a question that exists.
Mhm.
So if there could be another sheet that was recap questions that we could all like add to and pull from instead of having it individually on our, like we could have it also individually on our character sheet so we could do it there.
See, what I'm looking at is exactly that. It's the Sweet Dreams show sheet. If you go to the
Okay.
blue tab on there, there's a recap questions thing where I have a bunch of them
Oh, okay.
pulled all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
But
I
that is
did
Yeah.
think of
to go to
putting
a
it there.
different.
Oh, for the game, not individual characters, because of course. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So that so it has questions there. Yeah, how that letter get. So there are there we are.
Mhm.
Yeah, and also there's a thing where
Okay.
I don't look
Sure.
at another character sheet besides my own because I have such a tiny screen. But now that I know it's there, then that's where we'll have questions.
Okay, so I deleted that question because we've answered it now, and I gave you a drama point on the show sheet. So great.
Cool.
Okay.
Now it's my turn. I want to make a clock
Oh no.
for when the octopus will come out of the sea.
We've established that there is an octopus and there is a sea.
Mm-hmm.
We do not know anything else.
Mm-hmm. Well, when I say sea, I mean the lake that the bridge fell into.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When the octopus will come out at us.
Yeah. Out of the sea.
Yeah.
There's like a wooden sign with a wooden board that says the sea. And then it says like octopus, eyeball, exclamation point.
So I'm gonna write this clock on the show sheet in a funny way.
Okay.
The octopus will come out of the sea, and then I just have the letter C in parentheses.
Yeah. Lake? Question mark?
And I think I'll make that a 6 o'clock. Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna confess because I wanna get to Joanna. What was it? Anyways, I wanna get to our friend. I wanna get across the lake, and I wanna go to this fish place. So I think I'd do it like. Gosh, we had some troubles last time, but I think we're gonna go meet our friend Joanna today and see if she can help us across this river lake without any dangers to ourselves or our friends. That's why we should care about the environment, because when the ice caps melt, dark creatures are awoken. I think my face just goes blank. They were fine. And yeah, that's my my pitch for watching today's show.
And that's the thing about the thing about the ice caps melting is that climate change is already locked in. We've already passed that point where it's going to build on itself without further input. But we are putting more carbon and methane into the atmosphere. So that I guess our friends in the audience are going to have a pretty good time pretty soon. We'll all get to meet them as the stars are going to be right, and we'll get a really cool introduction to tentacles where we don't want them. Maybe not so cool.
And then the show name comes across again with a sparkle effect.
Mm-hmm. No dusk. Night's not coming. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
So Brad, did you confess just now?
I did confess.
Okay, then darn, I can't add any more stuff. Cool.
Sorry.
Take that.
Yeah.
No
That's
more
the
claps
strat.
for you. Because your next thing is add a consequence, and I'm like,
Well, I could add more glitches if I wanted to, but
you could.
well, I got an octopus clock out of here, so I feel like I'm doing good.
Yeah, you at least got that going on.
So I have a question for you. Just actually, I'm going to hold on to that question until we're on break or until we're done with this game.
Okay.
Remind me that I have questions about the intro sequence, about how you feel about it.
I'll set a timer. When are we ending this game?
When are we ending this game?
Sorry.
7?
Okay.
7 EST.
Okay. All right. I'll set an alarm.
Okay.
This
Cool.
is how you function as an adult who doesn't register time.
Exactly. Same here.
All right.
Cool. So our intro sequence is done, and we're meeting Johanna.
Okay.
So where are we at? Is Johanna like kind of on like a semi-flooded road that's like maybe a street or two away?
Yeah, we talked about like the houses next to the lake having like little canoes tied up. And we're just gonna go there.
Okay, cool. To ask
Right.
Johanna, our good friend, for a canoe so that we can go to the fish farm.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're there. Johanna's there. Johanna. I'm going to give her a voice.
Sure.
So
So it's that like.
Voice list.
So I think as we approach the bridge, I pictured us like doing all this at like knee to waist deep water, being like sloshing off in
Okay,
real
so that's
water.
better. That's better than
see
what I
her?
was thinking. That's great.
And like we're not even bothered by the water. That
Yeah.
we've seen the close up on the fish and the fake water, but this is like our set is flooded. Yeah.
I suppose that was inevitable.
Like
Cool.
if that's okay.
No, I love that.
I'm a visual thinker. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Johanna like maybe has.
A snack.
So she doesn't have like a dock or anything because normally the bridge doesn't collapse into the lake.
Yeah, I literally pictured it like brownstones with a canoe attached like in the water to the stairs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah, normally she has to like move the canoe out to the lake, not.
Yeah, exactly.
Not,
she goes
step right outside, and there it is.
There are definitely like lower like basements and businesses that are gone, because of this goof.
Yeah. So uncannily, like as you're like slowly wading through this waist deep water, almost preemptively, she opens the door and looks at you and waits.
Like, hi, Johanna. And I'm like sloshing through.
How well do you know Johanna so far?
Johanna, we just said we had a friend that lived near the lake.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we established anything else besides her.
Yeah.
The reason the bridge went down and her relation to it.
But I sort of feel like everybody knows everyone else. Like it's.
Unless it's important to learn about introducing yourself to new people.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's like the Good Place. You all sort of know each other vaguely, even if you don't like know each other.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's always like a new thing to find out about people.
Yeah, and people are like, sometimes people move away, and sometimes people come back, and I didn't know this house was for sale. I wonder how Bob's doing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Excellent. So Johanna has this raspy voice.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking like Shorei Agdashlu from
Oh
The
yeah,
Expanse.
yeah.
Or like Anna from Overwatch. And funnily enough, people think Shorei Agdashlu voices Anna, but that's actually not true. Their voices are just very similar.
Okay.
Johanna says, "Hi, Neve. Hi, Wacky. I know what you're after.
Hey
I'm not
Johanna.
going to use
Well,
it. It's all
what?
yours."
Oh, well, all right. Now, do you need anything while we're out at the fish lake? Do you have enough snacks and provisions? There's like a little like
And then, "Yes, could you stop to the make a stop by the spider market? I can't get out in this
Oh,
dreadful water."
sure.
Sure.
Do,
Yeah. Can we get you something healthy?
yeah. Oh, and
Like
if we're going by the
maybe.
spider market, we're gonna need your ration card.
"Oh yes." And then she takes out a
Big
tiny
sweat
little
drop.
billfold,
Uh-huh.
and with trembling hands,
Oh,
gives you the ration card.
yeah. And I take it.
"Thank you so much. It's so awful that I can't get out and do my own shopping."
Oh, absolutely. And then I look down at the card. I'm like,
And it's
yes.
perfect ink.
Yeah.
That doesn't change.
And it's perfect ink. And like, so I imagine the frequent purchase cards would some have like a stamp. I imagine it just says spider ration card and then has her name,
Mm-hmm.
and then it has like a bunch of spider stamps on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just look down at it. I'm like, okay. And then I tuck it away, and you don't get to see what it is because I have a thing on it.
Oh, okay.
like a look of uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll go
So
on there.
you may
Exactly.
be curious why we're using ration cards rather than cash. Well, the thing is, uh, cash is created from debt. The way that it's set up right now, anytime uh, the anytime the government runs the money printing presses, that's just a giveaway to the big banks. So we're trying to build a new society that's better.
Together with our friends.
Yeah, ideally we wouldn't there wouldn't be rationing at all. Everything would just be free. But
And I
sometimes
like I look at you like
but that's a goal rather than where we're at right now. Right now, uh, some things are scarce, so we need to ration them to make sure that everybody can get what they absolutely need.
yeah. And it's important to stick to your ration cards, everyone. Otherwise, it could cause a catastrophic imbalance.
Yeah, that would be a bummer.
Yeah. And I look down in a way and I'm like, like, anyways, we should get to the spider emporium and the fish farm before they close for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you later, Johanna. And then I just
Yeah.
Please
slide
come
off.
back soon. I really need those spiders.
You will get everything that's owed to you. And I turn around and I start untying the canoe that we have.
Yeah. Bye,
Thank you.
Johanna. Thanks for the canoe. Uh, it was really cool of you to share it.
just like struggling with the ropes behind you, like, like, who am I gonna tell? What do I do? Yeah.
Well, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to go back inside and take a nap. I'm so sleepy today.
Yeah, it's important to get naps in. Like my friendly facade is starting to crack because something has gone wrong.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, we can handle this. It's fine. And then I push the canoe over to Wacky, right? Not Wasi.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Wacky.
it's actually wacky.
Yeah. And I'm completely dry when I'm in the canoe.
Okay. Yeah, I'll help.
Yeah. So I offer you a hand in to like counterbalance. Imagine you could just like step off the flooded stairs
Yeah.
into the. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that once I step into the canoe, I like squeeze out like a bit of my pants, and then it like drop a blue piece of felt back into the water.
Yeah, like you squeeze out water, and then like by the time it hits and it zooms in, and it's just like a piece of felt like sinking underneath, or like just floating.
Yeah,
It just drops and it's floating there. That's so good. Or you like you squeeze out your pan like and then shake it, and a bunch of little felt balls drop down. You have to do both, otherwise the magic doesn't work.
Excellent. Are we off to the spider market?
Yes.
Yes.
Because and as
Or
we're
the
going
fish
here,
farm.
we're going to the spider market first because it's close by.
Mhm.
Because I think I look at I'm talking to Waki. I'm like, Waki, we are gonna have another trouble to deal with today. And
What's that?
Well, you know our ration cards, right? And I like as I'm canoeing, and also I hand up a card, and I hold up mine, and it's got like Wednesday, Thursday, like the days of the week, and there's like 10 of them. Don't worry about it. And it's got like spider punches, or stamps. I'm like, well, this is my card, right? This is her card, and it's black. It's like so many stamps.
Oh.
It's just like,
I wonder what happened.
some people just get the spider hunger.
Wacky, I know you're a woo.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to know? Do you want to get a vague impression off of this card about what she's been doing?
Yeah, you could use your skills.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Let me.
Specifically, you have a special ability called I think it's called Vague Notions or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that, but and I'm looking. Oh, I'm looking at the show. Sure.
2 character sheets.
Yeah.
Yep.
So much.
Okay. Yeah,
Future
Vague
Adam,
Notions.
Make a better way of differentiating what the purposes of the sheets are being used for. You'll know what that means.
Okay.
Go ahead, RP.
And okay, so so I expend my specialty to do this.
Yes. Your specialty is right below your stress. It's a little like your special armor.
Okay. I'm sure I will see it somewhere, right? Okay. No, okay, it's right below my. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yep.
So I just mark that box, or should it
Yes.
already been? Okay. And while we're at it, I do get one more advance at startup, right? One more special ability. I think I think from the play I've done of Wacky so far, Scary intuition is more fitting than fraud.
Mhm. What does scary intuition do?
So, vague notions gathers standard information instead of uh, limited.
Cool.
Okay. Now, but this is still. This is without rolling. Okay.
Yep.
So, what do I feel
you're
about
just-
this card?
You're just psychic and you can get information
Yeah.
because you want it.
Cool. That's fair.
So you've seen just like you see so many stamps on this card and you're just like almost imagining Johanna in like a very vivid visualization. And she has like little spiders that are like crawling everywhere in her house, but everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
She has taken a like like the kind of paper that you would wrap like artisan like soap in?
Yeah.
Like kind of like that thick like brown
Like
paper.
cardstock.
Yeah,
Brown
exactly.
paper.
Well, she pulls a tab open and like a bunch of spiders crawl out of that and she like starts to eat it like popcorn. That's not what you're supposed to That's not how you're supposed to eat spiders. Like most people eat spiders like taking pills at night. Like you take just like a couple of spiders, you like count them out on the table.
We have a little capsule thing. It's just little spiders.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like that. You let them crawl into your hand, and then you eat them, and then like drink a glass of water, just like you would take pills before bed or something like that.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Protein.
Yeah. So, by contrast, this is the equivalent of somebody like opening like all of the tabs of the medicine divider and just like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or perhaps taking gummy vitamins and just eating them by the handful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Don't do that, it'll mess up your kidneys.
Yeah. And you also see, just for like a split second, the what would you call it? Like instead of the bridge having like steel cables, it has spider
the webbing
webbing cables.
Yeah.
You see like the webs starting to
snap, ping.
Yep.
Like float down.
Mm-hmm. Down into the blue cloth ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're looking, there's still real spiders and still real webbing, but fake ocean.
Yeah.
Ocean, sea, lake, river. It's
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah.
So normally I'd think that she's just having a hard time adjusting to post-capitalism and is just like hoarding or rather than just taking what she needs. But I think in this case, it may be sort of a addiction problem to spiders.
Oh, no. Addiction. And then like the music drops a little bit and it like kind of goes ooh.
Now, the important thing with addiction is that it's a medical problem, not something that you should punish. So, I think we should find her a healthy meal, but maybe not one made of spiders.
Well, you know what? I do have a new customer that's been coming to my shop lately. They say they're a psychotherapist. Analyst recursive behavior, one of those big words. Maybe they'll be able to help, but they're all the way back on the other side of town. Perhaps we should go to the fish farm first and then find help for our friend.
Mhm.